Not yet. Not yet. Now we're live. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on YouTube. This is what we're gonna put. We're gonna put like symbols down here. We're gonna start putting some of the coins I buy, some of the stocks, Shiba Inu. Chris and I hold some Shiba Inu. I bought some Kishu coin and some Floki. You already knew that. Floki and Kishu, just some little alts, little meme, not stocks, meme coins
And how
here
are
and
those
there.
two doing thus far?
I'm up so far on like
Yeah.
less than 3 days for one and less than 12 hours for the other.
Wow.
So
Very
here's
nice.
here's what I need you guys to do. I need you guys to get pumped with 4 exclamation marks.
Pump
I
you up.
need you guys to know that hard work pays off. I need you guys to know that career pathways, you will have options. We need to ask questions, and we need to know clinical research is booming. I hope you can see all this. And now, when you put questions or comments or robots, if you don't know what to put robot, it's good enough. How was your Halloween, Chris?
That was good. Um, I didn't do much of anything but watch the World Series, which was a good game.
Mm.
Wife
Uh,
answered the door. Daughter went trick or treating with some friends. So yeah, I was left in peace.
I actually missed last night's game because there was an after party for the wedding. After party slash Halloween party.
And it looked very entertaining.
Yeah, the mask. Jim Carrey from The Mask was dancing around there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I liked how when I jokingly said, "Hey, dancing," how the others on the text chain
They just
thought that was
assumed it was
actually
true.
you. Yeah.
That's big compliments. I think that guy was actually hired by the wedding
Okay.
to dance. So I'll take it. He's a professional. Guys, I want to know right now where you're watching from, what you're drinking, what you're eating, what you were for Halloween. Put all those down below. Here's the thing. With this live is inspired by several phone calls, comments, emails, maybe by like half a dozen people over the last week. All right. And Doyen says Newport Beach, California. Excellent. There is a great place there called Keen Coffee on 16th. No, not 16th. Sorry, 20th. Keen Coffee.
Speaking of Newport Beach, this is totally off topic, um, but we were just talking about a Tawny Katane. Do you remember that, Dan?
No. Oh,
Okay, well,
yeah. In our reaction channel, Chris and
y-
Dan show.
yeah. Tawny Katane, the gal in that we were talking about that was married to the Angels pitcher, can't remember his name at the moment, but
Chuck Finley.
yeah, she died in Newport Beach not too long ago. I just was
Wow.
reading that, so hopefully we didn't say anything bad about her.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
Okay.
Um, so guys, let us know where you're from. So this, I got a bunch of questions, and Chris, you were, you experienced a few of these. So the title of this is, um, basically process of succeeding, and it started out this weekend. I got asked a question on YouTube. Hey, I have a CRA interview coming up. Do you have a cheat sheet of all the questions they could ask me?
Hmm.
And it's like, no, if this is your mentality, you have the wrong mentality, because you're not going to memorize answers to clinical research. You're just not going to memorize things.
Well,
There's
all the
no point
possible,
in memorizing.
yeah, to all the possible questions you could receive, there's just no way.
Right. It's like saying, okay, I'm going to memorize the alphabet, so therefore without having to read War and Peace, I can give you like an essay on War and Peace because I memorized the alphabet. That has nothing to do with each other, guys. The one is the building block. Okay, memorization is just building block. It's not the blueprint. So there's so many different variations of questions they can ask. David LaHaye throws a robot in there as he normally does because he knows how to shatter the algorithm. Then we had another person. This one, we had a no show on the phone call today, but we talked to them before. Hey, Dan, I want to start a site. Um, I need a business plan. And I say, no, you don't need a business plan. You need a doctor. You need a physician. That's your business plan is how are you going to work with this physician to do research. That's your business plan. You don't need a business plan. How will you work? First of all, you need a physician, right? So how are you going to get one? So basically, you and I, we told him, hey, go to our website, theclinicaltrialsguru.com, click on open a clinic, watch the 2 videos. They're like 2.5 hours. That's your business plan. There's people that will charge you like tens of thousands for this.
Sure.
That's your
There's,
business plan.
and that is what you told him.
And then they asked,
I
well,
was
do you have
there.
the slides? Yeah. And then they asked, do you have the slides for your presentation? No. No. This is the same exact theme as do you have a cheat sheet for memorizing questions? It's just a different context. It's the same theme. It
So,
basically means I don't want to work. You did the work. I just want to memorize and regurgitate what you say.
so is
And
there
that's
any?
not the way to do it. I don't know if Chris feels differently, but to me, it irks me.
No, I,
Irks.
I agree with what you're saying, but is it possible, do you think, that they're just after concepts, right? So, for example, it's easier to work with the opening your own site and the concepts, right? So, there's 3 concepts to opening your own site that you must fulfill, right? Have a working PI, somebody that's going to be your doctor, your PI. Secondly, get studies. Thirdly, get patients, right? Those are the concepts. Now, how you go about carrying those all 3 out, that's on you,
That's the
right?
variables. Yeah.
Right. So, do you think, in terms of this person, do you think maybe they're like with the CRA student or the person looking to do a job interview? Do you think they're possibly just looking for concepts? What concepts should I be prepared for?
I think
Or
so. But
do
I
you think they're
think they
looking for specific questions?
I think they're looking for specific questions, but they're willing to take concepts as a backup.
Okay.
And I think that's backwards. I think
Sure.
they need to be looking at the concepts first.
Exactly. That's what I would think too. It's fine to have to want to have an understanding for the concepts. It's ridiculous to ask for what's all the possible questions.
You're never going to know, guys. And then somebody can just change. Let's say all you do is memorize, but you don't have a deep understanding. You just memorize. So that's a superficial understanding. Somebody changes the same concept, but they just change a little bit. They tweak the question to match their context. They're not doing it to trick you, they're doing it to match their situation. And now you're thrown off because it wasn't on your cheat sheet of things that you gonna remember. That's not.
Hmm.
Look, Yanisa knows what's up. She says experience based on the job situations is what matters, and then she follows it up with 5 robot emojis. That's what we need, guys. We need more of this. All right, we need more Yanisas out there. Then, Chris, if that's not enough, I had another person today text me. Let me read you. I'm not shaming any of these people. They're all anonymous. I don't even know who these people are. This one says another person that wants to start a site and they've been a CRC for a long time.
Hmm.
So they're saying this was like a week-long conversation on text, but it boils down to, hey, I'm a CRC for several years. I would like to jump to a CRA role, or much better, to a site owner. Okay, so first of all, what you're telling me is you don't know what you want, but you're not happy with where you are. That's what that's telling me.
Hmm.
Because CRA and site owner, 2 completely different things. They
Yeah.
can't be more different, maybe, within clinical research.
Yeah. Opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, so I said, hi, CRA or site owner, very different. Depends on what you want. We can help for both. They got to throw in we can help you with both, but we can't help you decide for
Choose.
yourself what you
Right.
want to do.
Right. Got to choose.
Right? And she said, you're right. CRA and site owner are different. I want to start my own business. So site owner is the choice. And then I gave her the blueprint. Look, follow this. This was in June of this year. Okay. Then all of a sudden, last week,
So 5 months ago is when this conversation
yeah,
halted.
June, it started in June. I gave her the blueprint. She said, thanks. So I assume she's been doing that until today, right? And then, or not today, a few days ago, she texts me back. Hey, I found the PI. I have to negotiate the income for him. I learned from some of your webinars there are different ways to pay the PI. Again, this is the variable. There is no blueprint for this.
No right or wrong.
It's what you can negotiate
Yep.
with the physician and what they're willing to accept. So I say generally 10 to 50% of the budget, but there's all bunch of variations. Then she said, "Okay, look, I want to be a site owner. I want to talk to you to share the situation." I contacted two PIs who did not want to get in the business. I have the other one, I have another one, and I'm afraid to lose him because of what happened with the other two. And I said, here's what I said. I said, I talked to 50 PIs before one said they will do it. You're not doing anything wrong. It took me 6 months to find a viable doctor interested, not 6 days. So, and then basically the truth comes out. She says, I have a partner that does not want to pay the PI a percentage. They just want to pay them for physicals. And of course, you and I both know no PI is going to be okay with this.
Mm-hmm.
To do like research long term, they make more billing insurance. Why do they want $200 for you for a physical when
Not
they
only
could just see another patient?
and not only that, many of them, I don't know if it's entirely correct, but many of them perceive that they're jeopardizing their license or their standing if they do research. They think that there's risks involved with research. Many PIs do. So why would they just accept being paid for physicals, right?
Yeah.
They need to be paid for that risk they're taking on as well in their mind.
Yes.
The risk is minimal, but there is some risk.
Yeah. Well, it sure. But the macro concept is like and this is why I love Mondays, because I get to like take everything, all the emotions I've been feeling over the weekend, and including Friday. For me it was like almost a 3-day weekend, and dump it into like condensed bite-sized things. So here's what I made on Instagram today. It's me wearing a suit. You never see that.
I
And
can't
I
read the
said,
yeah.
I'll read it, don't worry. It always takes more effort than you think. That's the image. And that's all these things I've received this weekend condensed into one, because it irks me when people think it's easier than it is. If it was that easy, don't you think every CRA who's fed up with their job would be a successful site owner?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't take many sites to go to before you start thinking, well, this is not that complicated. It looks like I can do it. It's just 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 do it.
Is everybody else still here?
Guys, I'm still here. Don't worry. I'm still here.
All right.
It's just my camera, right? My camera is just as upset as I am.
Yeah,
with
it's
this-
pissed off.
with this
It's
stuff.
pissed.
Right? And Chris, I'm working on getting a new computer as we speak. I'm working on getting a new computer. Don't worry. But the camera doesn't cooperate. But I don't know where I got cut off, but the camera is just as upset as I am with this stuff. Sometimes I also feel like just to disconnect and say, look, you guys think it's easy? You know, why any CRA who goes to, how many times did you realize, Chris? Well, you were not a CRA before you were a site owner, but as a coordinator, you're a perfect example, right? We actually hired you. You were our one of our first coordinator at San Bernardino Clinic way back in the day.
Right.
How many months did it take for you to think the thought to cross your mind? This is not that hard. I can do this myself.
That would be more in years than months.
Oh, it was years for you? Okay, so that means you have some humility.
About 2 years.
2 years. And then the thought started crossing your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not that hard. This is nothing fancy. They don't have,
Correct.
like, they're not doing brain surgery here. This is
Correct.
So if it were easy, my point is, and you're like you took a long route to come up to that thought, right? But some it crosses their mind right away. 10 visits, 5 visits to a site, and they're like, okay, why can't I do it? So the point is, if it were that easy, there would be no CRAs except new ones, because they all get stressed out at some
Mhm.
point. It's much less stressful, in my opinion, to own a site. I've done both. In my opinion, it's much less stressful to own a site. Now the extremes are higher and lower in a site ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Like my most stressful time as a CRA, and nothing compared to my most stressful times as a site owner. Nothing,
Yep.
not even
Yep.
close. But
Yep.
same thing with the upside, right? My best times as a site owner, nothing like my best times as a CRA.
Yeah. Much better as a site
Yes.
owner.
So the whole point is it takes more, and if you're going for jobs, it takes more effort, it takes more networking, it takes more learning. Let's see what the comments in. Adrian Fleur, what a blast from the past. Chris, you remember this guy?
I sure do.
What do you have
Hopefully,
to say?
hopefully you're
What do you have
doing
to
well.
say to him?
Hopefully you're doing well, Adrian. Hopefully they're
From
treating you
the
well.
from the profile image, it looks like he's a Kiss fan. What do you got going on, Adrian? You're doing the rock on symbol and you got your tongue out like Kiss. Are you a fan? You should be on our reaction channel.
Yep. The Chris and Dan show.
Yeah. I didn't even read his question. I'm just looking at a
The
picture
image.
says 1,000 words.
Yeah.
How would you advise someone that works at a site solely working as a CRC site director can go into partnership with the PI? How would you advise that someone
He
that
wants.
works at a site to go into partnership with the PI?
So he wants to take the PI from the site. It sounds like.
Sounds like Adrian's like out here, but Adrian, no, we know Adrian. We know that he understands at least better than most what it takes to
Mm-hmm.
be a site owner. I don't know. Adrian, it all depends on the what the PI is feeling too. If it's a crappy company where the owner's current ownership could care less what's happening, they deserve to lose the PI, right? And that's the opportunity for people like you to come in and add more value for the PI. Remember, the PI is one of the three stakeholders, like Chris was saying, right? I just flipped everyone off. It's sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's
PI.
patients, sponsors, and the middle finger. Well, now the ring finger is the PI. That's your stakeholder, right? So you got to add value to all three of these stakeholders as a site owner.
Yeah, and I think you answer your own question within your question. You just have to give the PI what he's lacking at his current employer, right?
Mm.
So, and you're partnering with him, so it should be easy for him to do as well, right? So, whatever it is, he's not getting paid enough, which that'll be rectified when you're both, I assume, 50-50 owners. They're abusing him somehow. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why he wants to leave. But whatever it is, you just have to provide to him what
Or
they're.
if he does, because here's the answer: if he doesn't want to leave, if he's happy there, then what's the value out of working with you? You got to ask yourself, well, why would
Mhm.
he take or she take something that's guaranteed? They're happy, it's working just well. Why would they risk that to go with an unknown? There's got to be a reason, Adrian. You got to dig deep, right? Spitz K says, LOL, just do it. Adrian says you're on the turntables. I know. We just mixing up, remix. I know I keep buffering in and out. Adrian says definitely a fan of the Chris and Dan show. You
All
should
right,
be.
awesome.
Make sure you subscribe. Go to YouTube. Go to the Chris and Dan show. It's our
And,
reaction channel.
and leave a comment or two on what you'd like to hear.
Oh, he adds more info. The PI is the site owner. So you're
Hmm.
going to steal the PI from himself to work with you. I don't know. You got to sell me here, right? If I'm the PI, why do I want to? Maybe it's because they're doing the work and they want to relieve some of that burden to you.
So
Then you already know what to do.
I think the only thing that you could bring him would be to generate more profit. And how would you do that? Right? By him partnering with you, you have to generate more profit. You have to make his job easier and generate more profit
Right.
in order to consider what you're proposing, taking part ownership.
I agree. Today, in just a few minutes, I'm interviewing someone named Calvin, who actually we're moving the interview. I just went to his Instagram to give him a shout out. He says I have a one-on-one meeting with my manager. Is there another time today the interview could work? I'm gonna tell him right after, so that Chris and I can do our videos before. We'll just switch.
Hmm.
Calvin, no worries. But Calvin understands the process of succeeding. He's never been a student of ours, Chris. He's never been, but he watched all the videos and he made himself become a CRC.
Hmm.
And then within a year, he made himself become a CRA. So now he's a CRA, and now he's trying to, he's developing his career all from the videos.
Very nice.
So this he knows the process. That's why I'm interviewing him. I'm gonna try to extract what's in there and how others can kind of replicate, not memorize what he did, but learn from the concepts that he's executing.
Hmm.
Adrian says thank you. Victoria says so we can go a little longer with this live if you want. We don't need to rush anymore, guys. I feel much more relieved. No need to rush. Calvin's gonna do it later. Victoria says so. Stay tuned for that one. Victoria says, how easy or tough do you think it will be to find a CRA job in the U.S.? Also, what salary range should I expect for someone with my experience? Would I be considered as beginner CRA in the U.S.?
What's your experience?
Yeah, let us know your experience, Victoria. We don't know. AQST update. I do have an update. I bought some on Friday, and I'm already up. Um, no updates other than Libervant PDUFA for emergency use epilepsy coming up before Christmas. I think it might be good. I was actually looking at some options for AQST this morning. You can buy a $7.50 option for I think they went up like 15% today. But you can buy the options at $7.50 for December 12th strike price. I was looking into that. And then my buddy who does stocks full time, he was telling me with biotechs, options are really risky. You're better off just buying the stock with biotechs. But I don't know. I don't listen to experts. Sometimes I do things my own way. Oh, but that's a good one, Chris. AQST. Um, Adam. Victoria says hi, Adam. Hey, Gazelle. Blast from the past, CRA Academy student. Nice to see you. We both, Chris
Hey,
and
Gazelle.
I, Chris more than I actually, worked with Gazelle for months. Then
Hmm.
she became a CRA. Now she's a boss. She knows the process of succeeding in clinical research. Right? There's people who dream, and there's people who dream and then act with massive action.
So,
What I've been getting a lot of comments from just dreamers.
so Gazelle at this point, I would say is probably a senior CRA. It's
No,
been
I don't think senior.
has
Let
it
us
been
know,
has it
Gazelle.
has it been 5 years? Has it been 5 years? No, I think so.
Time
She was one of the
flies, man.
first. Yeah,
Maybe.
she was one of the first students.
I know she was in the first class.
Yeah, so it's probably
Yeah.
been 5 years.
Our academy's been around since 2016, so it's been 5 years. But I think she was a
Oh,
CRA
that's
like a
true.
year after. A
That's
year
true.
after.
So maybe it's been four. Been a CRA for 4 years.
Yeah. She's if not a senior CRA, she's close. So she's on her way and she understands the process of succeeding in clinical research.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. It's just I mean, maybe I'm too hard on people because it's Monday and I'm kind of caffeinated today. But I don't think so. I feel like I normally do. It's just it's nothing wrong with wanting things like being a site owner or being a CRA or getting into research or climbing up the ladder or switching from CRA to site owner. That's fine to want that because that's the initiation of action. But without action, perfect example, the person who texted me that they talked to two PIs and both PIs said they're not interested. So what do you mean that's it? You're going to give up? It takes 50. It takes way more than you think it's going to take. Way more. And that's when you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you should expect 2 times that the amount of work. It doesn't just happen. Chris and I tried in our San Bernardino clinic for years to get a general family medicine doctor. How long did it take? Years.
Hmm.
Years. The only reason we got one is because I got lucky with my own doctor. And I said, hey, man, you want to do research? You need a place in San Bernardino? What's that I see on your calendar?
It was even I mean, it was even more luck than that because you initially were just started talking to the receptionist, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to him about research, but you know how these doctors are with all their patients; they don't remember
Yeah.
talking to you. So I was just talking to the research staff or his staff about research, and then I saw San Bernardino on their calendar, and I thought instantly, well, what are you doing there? I have office there.
Hmm.
Does he want to do research there? And then they said, yeah, he's actually looking for a place because it's really small, blah, 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 blah. So it's, guys, years. And it's not like Chris and I were doing that full time. It could have been months, maybe 12 months at the most, if we were just putting all our effort into it. So if you're someone who wants to start a site, I mean, you should put all your effort into it.
Hmm.
I don't know. And maybe I'm being too hard on them, Chris. What do you think? Come in here and be the good guy. Let people know. Give them hopium. Hopium.
I don't do that.
Ah,
No, I don't. I think you're being rational and reasonable. Um, I think oftentimes people, getting back to, like I said, it was about 2 years till I started thinking, yeah, I could do this.
that's a
It's
long time, man. I'm
well,
surprised by that. I thought you would have been like 2 months knowing you.
no, because I think you got to know the ins. Personally, it's my personal opinion. I think you got to know the ins and outs and the pitfalls and everything else.
So that's why I followed it up with you. That shows your humility. And you are one of the more humble people I know. And I mean that in a good way. Because, I mean, that just shows you right there. Forget about what you say. What you do tells all the answers.
Sure. So I just think sometimes people think things are too easy, and they get in trouble that way.
I guess we could end it on that. But we won't. Because Victoria writing a book. Victoria, we love you. Thanks to your channel, I found out about Daniel Regat's ASAP CRA course, how to be a stress-free CRA. Dan Regat used to be a guest lecturer at our CRA Academy multiple times. I think he stopped doing the course though. Maybe he started it again, teaching existing CRAs how to be more productive. If he brought it back, I highly recommend it if you're a CRA to take his course. The course was great and helped me immensely in my job as an oncology hematology CRA. That's tough. That's tough, Victoria. So let's go with her previous question. How easy do you think it will be to find a CRA job in the US? I don't think it would be difficult for you because you have the monitoring experience, but the immigration thing is going to be the hard part. Like, I don't know anything about what's the current immigration. How easy is it now to, I know from people I've interviewed, if you work for a big CRO, like one of these international CROs, like IQVIA, Icon, PPD, it's easier because you can transfer within. Just tell them, I want to go to US and I want to be a CRA there. Are there any openings? I'm even willing to be an in-house CRA. They want to keep you. So maybe you have like a easier time if you're already at a big CRO. If you're not, I would work at these big international CROs. They have offices everywhere. Mexico, Colombia, India, Asia Pac, all over Europe, Canada, anywhere. Gazelle says you're keeping it real. Hi, Dan and Chris R. Jessica R. Just R. R. It's Pirates. How's it going, Jess R? My husband won in the green card lottery, so we might be able to make it. Okay, perfect. I don't think it'll be that difficult. But again, okay, I don't think it'll be that difficult, but you'd be surprised. Let's go to my quote. It always takes more effort than you think. Right? I never wear a suit. This quote was that important that I had to wear a suit just to put this quote. Guys, that should tell you a lot. Klina. Hi, Dan and Chris. I've come across a couple of people that are interning or volunteering as CRC or research assistant at a site and are assisting with data collection and entry submission to IRB reviewing protocol. What's your take on this? I think it's great. I think that's the blocking and tackling of research, all this stuff. I got to do this later. Sometime today, I got to find an hour to do a IRB initial submission. And if I have problems, I'm going to call Chris and be like, hey, man, as a client of yours, how do you help me out? Chris, I see you laughing, can't hear you. But, oh, there you are. There you are.
Sorry, dog was barking. I forgot I
Ah,
muted myself.
yeah, I got to do blocking and tackling. It's been so long since I've done blocking and tackling. Now I'm getting back into it with my own site, right? It's it's the process, guys. The process of succeeding.
Hmm.
I'm doing it still. Doesn't end. It ends when you want to retire. If you're like 2 years away from retiring, you don't need to watch this. Like you don't need to do any of this. Just coast. Coast. 5 years till retirement, coast. Do as little as you possibly can without getting fired.
What if you're
Right? But
20? What if you're 20 years away?
you better freaking work your ass off because things are gonna change. Productivity is gonna everything's gonna change with AI, right? You're gonna be the workflow is gonna change. So the inefficiencies are gonna be more evident, I think. Must they be on the DOA log, delegation of authorities log? Yes, they must. If they're actually doing those things on a real study, yes.
Hmm.
Oh, I see. I missed that part. Reviewing, so they're doing all this stuff without being delegated. If they're actually doing it or just shadowing someone is different. But if they're actually the ones doing the
On their own.
submissions to IRB, interacting with sponsor, interacting with IRB, interacting with patients, they need to be delegated. If they're just looking over like your shoulder, no. This is it. They are not on the DOA log. Yeah, well, I don't know. You can go tell them, Kilna. You could say, I hate to be that girl, but you guys doing it all wrong here. Or you don't do anything. I don't know. But you just know for yourself that it's not okay. Or if you're the owner, you better fix it.
What
I
if
don't know.
she's
I
the
need more context.
What if she's the CRA?
If you're the CRA, you better put that in your report. You're missing out a big one there. Not only that, they need protocol training. They need CV. They need GCP. I mean,
Yep.
everything at that point.
Yep.
Blocking and tackling, guys. I am interviewing them.
So that's what they did at their previous employer, and you're interviewing them for your site, and this is
Oh,
their
she's trying.
experience.
They're saying that they interned, but they've never been on the DOA log. Yeah, I mean, if you want to confirm whether they know what they're doing, you got to ask them questions, and this is why it's impossible to memorize answers, guys, to questions, because Kilna is going to be asking them stuff pertaining to her study. I like going live, Chris. I missed this. Friday I couldn't go live because I was driving to the wedding. And so I missed it. I haven't gone live since Wednesday.
And the suit was for the wedding, I assume.
No, the suit was just for the Instagram quote.
Sure, it was.
That was like, I got to get dressed, get this suit
Spent
pressed
20 minutes preparing and dressing for a quota.
for quote.
I
That's
got
the
it.
world we live in now.
Got it.
We'll wait a few more minutes for more questions. Let's see if I missed anything else. Yeah, so I'm interviewing Calvin Omenchi, who definitely knows the process. Chris, you feel like doing some reactions? We'll leave this live stream alone for now.
All right.
Tune in again Wednesday, guys, for another live stream. I don't know if I'm going to go solo. I don't know if I'm going to go with Monica. I don't know if I'm going to go with Chris. I don't know. You let me know. All right. We'll end with Kilna's last comment. I'm interviewing them for our CRA program. And upon successful completion of the program, they get an interview with a CRO. I got you. Well, make sure they know what they're doing.
Otherwise, it reflects on you.
That's right. Make sure they know the process of succeeding. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, and we'll catch y'all later. Bye bye.
Bye bye.